We learnt about lots of different technologies while we were producing our thriller opening. Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro was the video editing software that we used to edit our preliminary task, research and planning videos, and our final thriller film opening. We learnt about all the different things you could do within Premiere Pro, such as colour correction, titles, and trimming clips. We used colour correction in our final film to make it appear more like a thriller. We done this by changing the colours to make it seem darker. We used the titles feature built into Premiere Pro for the simpler titles, for example like the ones in our research and planning videos and in my evaluation videos. We found the titles feature in Premiere Pro to be a useful tool, although we opted to use After Effects for the titles and lower thirds in our final film opening, as it gave us more control over what we were creating. After Effects allowed us to make more interesting titles and lower thirds. We learnt about controlling audio in Premiere Pro, such as normalising the volume so that all clips were the same volume. We also learnt about fading audio in and out using keyframes and audio effects. We learnt how to use the built-in tools to split, trim and assemble clips. We also learnt about the shortcuts we could use to speed this process up. We used the effect controls on clips to scale and rotate clips. We also used the built-in effects such as crop and dip to black to enhance our videos. After Effects. We used After Effects to create an extremely interesting ident, title and lower thirds for our thriller opening. We spent some time looking at titles and idents that had been created for other media products and websites such as YouTube. We discovered that the majority of the idents and titles had been created using the software After Effects. We also chose to use After Effects as we found a large number of tutorials and help videos on websites such as YouTube. We used After Effects to create glitch effects for both our lower thirds and main title. I feel it was a good choice for us to use After Effects, as if we were to use the titles tool built into Premiere Pro, our thriller would look a lot less professional. Within the program we learnt how to use different plugins such as Particular and how to use layers. We also learnt how to export out of After Effects with alpha channels so that rendered videos have transparency. We needed to use this as our lower thirds needed to have transparency. DSLRs. We decided to use a DSLR camera as it gives you more control over what you're filming and the quality is superior compared to using a standard camera or phone. Over the time that we spent recording, we learnt the difference between autofocus and manual focus and how to use them both effectively. We discovered that when recording with the camera we were using, it would often cut the end of your video off. To get past this, we recorded a little bit before and after so it wouldn't delete anything that was important. We also learnt how much difference a tripod can make. Using a tripod allowed us to have stable footage. We were also able to do smoother pans and tilts. Lighting. We learnt about lots of different lighting techniques, such as low and high key lighting. We experimented using non-artificial and artificial lighting. We also tested different shots with a light ring fitted to the camera at various different brightnesses and torches and floodlights to see what worked best. We used a combination of these throughout our thriller opening to make it appear realistic. Microphone. Quite early on we discovered that the built-in microphone on the DSLR that we were using was not sufficient to record audio for our thriller opening. We rectified this by fitting an external microphone to the DSLR so the audio quality would be higher. IMDb. We used the website IMDb to help with our research into thrillers. Using the website we were able to see the full cast for the thriller films we were analysing. We were also able to see ratings and reviews, a summary of the storyline and information about the characters in the film. We found the website to be really useful as we were able to find out information that we otherwise wouldn't have been able to find. Audio Network. We discovered the website audionetwork.com when we were looking for music for our thriller opening. As the music had to be copyright free and none of us in our group were musically talented, we opted to use Audio Network to find music that was suitable for our thriller opening. We learnt how to search and refine effectively to find the type of music that we were after. Media converters. When we were making our research and planning videos, we decided that we would like to include clips from the films that we were referencing. We decided to look for a tool that we could use to convert YouTube videos so we could import them into Premiere Pro. We found lots of different tools that we could use, for example clipconverter.cc and YouTube and mp4.com. Blogger. We were told we had to use Blogger to create our blog. None of us had any experience using Blogger before we started our coursework. We learnt lots about Blogger, such as how to embed pictures and video clips. Using the basic knowledge of HTML that I have, I was able to create tables, resize images and videos, and change the font and text size. OS X. As we were using iMacs to edit our videos, we had to use the operating system OS X. Only one of us had experience using this OS before we started doing our coursework. Getting used to it took us a while as we were all used to Windows operating systems. We had to get used to the file manager, keyboard shortcuts and navigation.